Coach King. If you're new here, welcome in. But if you feel the need to say something about the stain on my shirt, have a good night and get out, okay? Let's start off fresh today. No, I'm kidding y'all. Welcome in. But don't say anything about the stain on my shirt. It's coffee. I spilled it early. I can't do nothing about it. It is what it is, okay? And we are where we are. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. And happy Wellness Wednesday. How are you guys doing? Cheryl, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. All right, without further ado, let me get your reading done for you. Without delay, because I've been mostly posting videos because last night, man, we had it was scary, but God was definitely in the blessing business. Hi, beautiful. He's definitely still in the miracle working business. I have to come live and do a story time, but I don't want to take advantage of your reading time. So I want to go ahead and get your reading done for you tonight. Okay. So November the 12th. Y'all, I can't see nothing. Hold on. I gotta figure out where the glasses are. Mashonda. Hi, beautiful. Y'all, I don't know where the glasses are. I ain't gonna be able to read this book.
You want to put a hair tie?
I really can't. My vision is like that. It ain't always been like that. I don't know when it got like that, but I can't see well. Okay, we're going to try anyway. That's what we're going to do. We're going to try. November 12th. Tell me where you're tapping in from. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And let me know how you doing. You know, I don't really get to take a time to check in with you guys. So I just want to say, hi, Allison. I want to take the opportunity to check in with each and every one of you and say, how are you doing, Bookies? Okay, here we go. November 12th. It says, I don't know. It's called Wash Old Pain Away. It says, I don't know what's going on, a woman told me. But lately, memories of the past have been coursing through me like a river. I see scenes from my life, then the feelings appear, old pains, old hurts, old wounds. Nothing is triggering this that I can tell. It's just happening spontaneously. Hi, Ruth. We walk around with old wounds, old hurts, remnants of other times. Y'all can't see. Ancient times in our lives. We may be aware of these old feelings fully conscious they're there and why. Or we may only have partial awareness, a lingering sense that there's some hurt within without a close clue of what it is or what's the source. We may get a glimpse of it when we open our eyes in the morning and notice something deep inside aches, but we don't know why. Or we may be conscious of the pain or its connection in a particular event. The pain is hidden away deep within our soul. It has become time to cleanse the past. Let the feelings come to the surface and pass through your consciousness. Let memories emerge as they will. You aren't going back to your past. What's happening is normal. Your heart is finding a way to heal. Clear away the past. Let the river of life wash old pains away and find the feelings until the river runs clear. Wash away old pain. Or wash old pain away. Wow. We walk around with old wounds, old hurts, remnants of other times, ancient times in our lives. We may be aware of these old feelings, fully conscious they're there and why, or we may only have partial awareness, a lingering sense that there's some hurt inside within us without a clue as to its source. We may get a glimpse of it when we open our eyes in the morning and notice something deep inside aches, but we don't know why. Or we may not be conscious of the pain or its connection to a particular event. The pain is hidden away deep within our soul. Wow. Melanie Beatty. Today's topic was discussing old pains. and washing them away. And I know sometimes we're living so much in the past that the past is actually driving our present and we don't know it. You know, coming from someone who walked around for many years unhealed and overexposed and telling my past as a calling card, I totally understand what it's like to live in your own past, to live kind of in this dark moment um, of always reliving what it felt like when you were hurt, and being unable, and struggling to find a sense of belonging or a sense of, hey TR, or a sense of hope or wellness, you know. And so tonight I encourage you that if you find yourself living deep within the pain of your past, that I encourage you to make a choice tonight to not only walk to the other side, but to allow it to be washed away until those feelings run clear, and that you are able to kind of walk into a new emotional realm of feeling and experiencing. Okay? And that's actually all I have tonight for Wellness Wednesdays. And this week's topic is willingness, as you know. So other than that, I don't have anything else. Any questions for Coach? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Yes, that's me if you're wondering. Please feel free to follow and ask questions if you have any while I'm live. Hi, Erica. Hi, Eloise. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Emmanuel. Is it Inu? I knew you. Margie. Hello, Black Madonna. Hello, Reese. Aretha. Hi, Aretha. Jacqueline. Hello. Ivy. Welcome in. Cassie, my boo. Welcome, baby. Good to see you. TR's in the building, too. Hey, ladies. All my ladies. Hey, ladies. We just finished our daily reading. Hi, Poetic Pryness. Oh, I love that. How are you doing? Hi, Poetic Pryness.
What are you doing right there?
Hi, Meg. You guys, I'm so excited. Do you want me to reread it for you really quick since I'm still on here? Do you guys want me to reread it? I don't mind. It's not a long one. Is that okay if I reread it for us tonight?
Please do.
And then I'll hop off. Is it okay? My sister said yes too. Okay. Sure, of course, Cassie. Got you, boo. Y'all don't never ask me to reread. If y'all never ask me, I just be going on about my life because I be thinking I'm bothering y'all. In my mind, I'm taking you away from something you're supposed to be doing, so I'm trying not to, you know. Okay, let me get on to November 12th. Boop, boop. Hi, Poetic Pryness. Thank you for being here. Hi, BJ. Cassie, thank you for the likes. Do you mind guys tapping up the likes? I just want 500 likes. Is that okay?
You do it.
Hi, Queen. You made it. So it must be meant for me to reread it because everyone is typically here, just arrived. So we're going to go ahead and reread it. So go ahead and in the chat, if you hashtag FYP, hashtag reread. Hashtag FYP, hashtag reread. It's okay. Don't worry about being late. Don't you even worry about it. I got you. Boom. You caught me just in time. That's all God. Hi, baby. Kim. That's my baby. Hey, Kim. Tell your husband I said hello. Send the family some love. Lots of kisses and happy holidays. Hi, Prince. All right. Definitely reread. We out here with it. So I'm seeing the reread and the hashtag rereading the chat. So we're going to go ahead and do that rereading, you guys.
Anakin Skywalker.
And thank you for tapping it up. Thank y'all for tapping it up. Tapping it up. Tapping it up.
For them, but I'm not sure.
I'm actually at my sister's, so y'all hear my family in the background. So we want to first and foremost apologize. Okay, you happy holidays to you. Okay, so I'm gonna do the reading so you guys get a second little snatch of that reading. What y'all think about that? Yeah, we on the same page. Okay.
You want some lime? The lime?
Let me open up the thing. I'm gonna give this to my sister. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second, babies. Give me 1 second, babies. So we can make sure we get our
I have two.
Sister, can you do the tapping for me when you get a few seconds? Okay, the baby's modeling. Okay, y'all ready?
Over there eating a lime.
You fed her a
I
lime?
was trying to record her. She immediately went for the water.
You fed her. You fed the baby a lime?
I asked her if she wanted. She said yeah. It's good.
Look at her looking like you. Don't underestimate me. Look at her. Look how she's standing. Like, don't try me.
It was sour, huh? Like the sour candies.
Okay, back to y'all. Y'all, the baby's over here got us
said, no,
focused.
she put it back in the bag.
The baby got over. Thank you, Cassie. The baby got over us over focused. Okay, here we go. All right, November 12th, you guys. It says, wash old pain away. Here we go. I don't know what's going on, a woman told me. But lately, memories of the past have been coursing through me like a river. I see scenes from my life. Then the feelings appear. Old pains, old hurts, old wounds. Nothing is triggering this that I can tell. It's just happening spontaneously. Tap it up if you haven't had that experience. I know I've had that experience where I will wake up, hi Stacey, and I feel off. It goes on to say, we walk around with old wounds, old hurts, remnants ancient times, but in our lives, remnants of other times, ancient times in our lives. Welcome in, Black Butterfly. We may be aware of these old feelings, fully conscious they're there and why. Or we may only have partial awareness, a lingering sense that there's some hurt within without a clue as to its source. We may get a glimpse of it when we open our eyes in the morning and notice something deep inside us aches, but we don't know why. Or we may not be conscious of the pain and its connection to a particular event. The pain is hidden away deep within our soul. It has become time to cleanse the past. Let the feelings come to the surface and pass through your consciousness. Let memories emerge as they will. You aren't going back to your past. What's happening is normal. Your heart is finding a way to heal. Clear away the past. Let the river of life wash away old pains and feel the feelings until the river runs clear. Excuse me. Wow. And as I always talk about, if we're not careful, we'll look back over our lives and realize that we've been digging up dead bodies. And what I mean by that is the stories of our hurts. Because if we don't have anything else to make a reference to of why we feel what we feel, then we will make a reference to the first thing that we feel. So if our emotions have always been stemmed from loneliness and abandonment, then when people make us feel a hint of loneliness and abandonment, we're going to be more sensitive to that, right? If we've always been kind of made to feel guilt and shame, then it's going to be easy for someone to offend us in the areas of guilt and shame. Does that make sense? Hi, Stephanie. So what ends up happening is those old pains kind of become these cornerstones of how we process emotions and information. And particularly when you struggle with weight and wellness and you're an emotional eater, these messages become crossed. Do you understand what I'm saying? The messages get confused. And so something that maybe one person would say, oh, it's nothing. Another person may be completely harmful for them. And that's all because we are processing the way we feel and our emotions all differently. So tonight's encouragement, no matter what it is, old or new pain, all of it deserves to be processed. You deserve to be validated. It doesn't matter if your pain is right or wrong. We have to learn to validate people where they stand and how they feel. When we harm someone, we have a tendency to try to explain their pain away, but we don't have a right to do that. What we can do is accept responsibility that we may have harmed someone and that they interpreted it differently than we expressed it, and that we allow them the opportunity to not only feel, but to deal with what they're going through. So not only do we get to be validated when we've been hurt, but others get to be validated as well. In the process of validating how we are today, it gives us permission to go back and validate our past. It is only in emotional maturity and sobriety. I'm sorry, the baby playing, y'all. It's only in emotion. She keep knocking the phone.
Oh, my bad.
And it's only in emotional sobriety and I can't even get it together. Hold on, y'all. Let me get it together. Your baby is having so much fun. Okay. It's only in emotional maturity and sobriety that we're able to see these things and then do it. And they said it's okay, so it's okay. That we're able to kind of move forward and advance, right? Because what happens is when we start seeing that what we thought was valid is invalid, then we begin to feel things differently. And some of the ladies are in here that work with me one-on-one. They can kind of explain to you this concept I'm talking about. When we actually recognize that some of our daily emotions are being thrown off by experiences that we've had in the past, we actually make a detachment. When that detachment to that emotion happens, you stop emotional eating over that thing. It's like magic. It's called food rewarding. So, anyways, I don't want to keep you guys harassed tonight. I just wanted to share with you that if nothing changes, nothing changes. And you've heard that 50 million times, but I need you to really get that in your core. If you've been doing the same thing and nothing's changed, then it's time for you to change the things that you thought were going to change you because they're not changing you, right? And I always go back to the best example that I can think of is this one because we're all notorious of this. If you've been going to the same doctor for 5 or 6 years and you still sick, bloated, obese, broke down, diabetic, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, history of a stroke, and on those same meds for 7, 8, 11, 35 years, you might want to check the bank because that's called sick care, not health care. Check that status, okay? Insanity by definition. Yes, it is, Cassie. So I want you to check that. And so that's what I would say. I would say things can only change when we change. As really, and it's hard though. You know how much fear is behind change? See, some of y'all don't realize that many of us are scared to go on another weight loss journey. Y'all just want us to get big, to not be big so we don't die and leave you on this crappy earth. But some of y'all don't understand that the fear that has been built in us from all the previous letdowns, failures, and setbacks is real. And you don't understand we can't just wake up every day and start a new journey over because we're traumatized from the one before it. But again, some of the stuff I talk about be over the moon and under the stars. So I ain't gonna stress y'all tonight. I'm gonna let y'all go. Queen. Okay. So I'm not gonna harass y'all. Black Butterfly, thank you so much for the likes, baby. I just wanted to share that. But we are responsible and must be in. Yep, and must be the catalyst. Yep, we must be. Because the thing is, people can take us all the way to the change. People can take us. If you've ever worked with me, I'm Coach King. If you've ever worked with me on a one-on-one, they will tell you that I'm ride or die for you. I'm in that thing. I'm your coach. I'm guiding you. I'm helping you win. I want you to get there. But one thing I cannot do is get you there without you. I will stand there when you hanging off the side of the cliff, peeking up. I'm gonna be at the top. I'm gonna be on top of the cliff, and you're gonna be hanging off. But I can't pull you up until you reach out your hand. But I can't pull you up, okay, until you reach up your hand. So even if you hang in there, we can hang there together as long as you want to. But until you let one hand go and reach up, and notice I said reach up, because you reach up through God to God. You reach up to God. Because I'm no one. I can't do anything magical. But through his revelations, he can help you do something magical with him. I'm merely a guide to get you there. I'm just the person that's going to reach down and get your elbow. If your hand can't get high enough, I'm just going to grab your elbow and help you reach up there. That's all. I'm going to grab your elbow. I didn't say I'm going to help you reach. I said I'm going to grab your elbow. Okay? I'm going to grab your elbow and help you reach up past me. Did you hear what I just said? I'm going to need you to reach past me. Because it is only a power greater than ourselves that can heal some of the things that many of us have experienced. Because we have no other reference to draw from. If all I've ever experienced is pain, rejection, neglect, and loss, how can I draw from a reference of happiness? If every man in my life has always left me, neglected me, rejected me, beat me, or took from me, how can I teach my daughter what a good man is? What reference am I drawing from? If I have no emotional connection with my own mother, how am I going to be able to give my daughter something that was never given to me unless I make a choice and reach up past myself for God to give me the ability to understand that my pain does not have to become generational, that I don't have to pass down the bad habits of my mom to my children, that the same non-loving, indirect aggression and microaggressions that my family carried on for generations, I don't have to carry that on with my children. What are you doing, man? That's what I speak on. Hi, Terry. Does that make sense? So in that change, we are it. It's never all the other stuff. It's always you. No matter where you are, it's all you are the catalyst. What I'm trying to tell you, when it comes down to food in particular, as you know, guys, I'm a wellness coach, so that's my focus. That's my niche is mental food rewiring. And when it comes down to food, I want you to think this: the minute I become complacent and think that it's something outside of me driving my issue of obesity, I've lost my fight. And here's why. There is no hamburger, french fry, potato chip, cupcake, or candy that's ever jumped off a plate, off a shelf, or out of a drive-through window and jumped in your mouth. Ever, never. In every incident, your hands went to your mouth. Therefore, you paid a roll. You understand what I'm saying? Therefore, you are the catalyst in order to stop that. So, I validate all autoimmune diseases that cause hormonal instabilities, insulin issues. I validate all of that. But I must tell you that no hot dog, hamburger, drive-through, cookie, crumble, cheesecake factory, McDonald's, Chipotle, burrito bowls, none of them have ever jumped out of the restaurant into your mouth without your permission. Never, nowhere, ever. And because of that, we are the catalyst of change. I'm not saying that other things didn't play a role. I'm saying that if we really want to look at it, we got to get true to it. These hands is why all of us is sitting around looking like football players. These hands. It ain't nobody's endometriosis and Pecos went out and bought them hamburgers, hot dogs, french fries, flaming hot Takis, Cheetos, and none of that Diet Cokes and all that. Nobody's Pecos went through the drive-thru at McDonald's and picked up hamburgers and french fries. Nobody's endometriosis has ever went to Popeyes and ordered them a meal and brought it back. Because if it did, I need to see it because we about to get paid. Because I believe that's a form of scar tissue, and the scar tissue's out here buying hot dogs and hamburgers. Listen, we is about to get paid. You know what I'm saying? If hormones is going to the grocery store and buying fried chicken, I need to get paid because I got some hormones and I feel like I've eaten a long time over my autoimmune diseases, so I need to be paid. But I know that the urges become so deep inside of me that I can't cut the craving. And I know that how I get to that spot is because I act on the urge. Today I understand that. There was a time when I didn't understand that, you all. There was a time where I did not understand that, yes, I have a terminal condition, but I thought I couldn't control the things that were happening to me. I thought that I had no control over me, but I do, and I did. And that's how I was able to make a difference. And that's how I'm able to make a difference in my own life every day, is I recognize that it ain't going to change if I don't change it. I was talking to my sister, and I was like, I got to stop wasting so much time on one project. Because if I don't amp up my intensity, what I want to do, the lives I want to impact is never going to happen. I can't impact 1,000 families by December 31st if I'm not getting my 25 contacts in, right? You see what I'm saying? So, hi, DP. How are you, beautiful? So, at the end of the day, I have to be willing to be the catalyst of my own story. I can't expect anyone to drag me to my finish line that I've created. But if I'm willing to accept that I have the opportunity and ability to change anything by these hands, then I'm winning. The minute I understand that the power that I require to be where I want to be in this life is in me because I am His. And because I recognize whose I am capable of whatever dream that He's implanted inside of me. Hey, boo, thank you. We together, like weather, until it get any better. All right, that's all I got for y'all now. Then I got to get on off. Y'all heard this house more people behind me. Okay. Diva, is this my Wednesday? They say my Wednesday, is it? Yeah, it's controlling. Cassie, nobody understands that. I have to call it addiction. I have to be real with myself because the way I'm willing to pursue food. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to even say nothing else out loud. Hi, laddie. All I'm saying is the way I'm willing to get up, thaw the chicken out in the middle of the night, season it up, oil it up, get the oil out, put the chicken, the way I'm willing to get some of the things I want to eat sometimes, that's something else. That's some type of urge outside of me is what I'm trying to explain. especially because I'll get up in the middle of the night and cook a whole meal. That's got to be some type of urge, especially if I wasn't hungry before that. You understand what I'm saying? So I recognize that these are little things that I can do that feeds into these urges. Yep, $9 a 12 $9 a 12. Yep, yep. Cassie, yes. So all that I'm explaining, hey Blue Jim, welcome in. Hi Joe Bees, how are you? All I'm explaining is that propensity, that urge. When it's heavy like that, that's outside of us. And we need somebody to validate us and say, listen, it ain't right. And I need additional type of help. You can't keep telling me calorie in and calorie out when the urge inside of me is hi Lily, how are you? When the urge inside of me is deeper than that. You can't even right? you can't even do that. No, don't do me like that. Don't tell me this urge ain't real. This urge is real. Right? And so when we kind of see the concept at the core, then it's okay to say, you know what, it's okay if I contribute to where I am, but I also know how to do the work to get from where I am. Okay? All right, how's that sound? Hi, Caitlin. How are you, Caitlin's card? Hi, Tina. Any questions on tonight's topic? Wash away old pains. Washing away old pains. Remember, we don't got to go back and dig up the dead bodies. The bodies are dead. So and so dead to me. Leave it dead. It's dead, baby. Leave it dead. So we ain't digging up dead bodies no more. We leaving all them past stories, past circumstances, situations in the grave that we buried them in when we walked away. All right. So we're going into 2026. We ain't digging up nobody's dead situation and circumstances. You're not even the same person you was when the situation happened. Therefore, you can walk away from it completely and not even care. As a matter of fact, when you see the person again, act like you ain't never met them before. Watch how it'll blow somebody away. Be like, oh my gosh, how are you doing? It's good to see you. God bless you and keep it pimping. See, that's real healing. Right? Real healing is when you can speak to the person that once offended you and realize that whatever they chose to do was about them. It was never about you. So that's why you no longer have an offense. And when we wash away the old pains, as we were talking about earlier, we allow ourselves permission to grow differently. What time am I coming on? Cassie, I actually came on at around 7. What was it, 7:20, friend? Like 7:20 tonight. And then last night, thank you, Cass. Last night I didn't get to come on because Tina, thank you. Oh, don't forget to get your daily heartbeats. You guys know I don't be stressing out about no daily heartbeats and no likes and gifts because I know that stuff costs money. So I just be wanting y'all to come and be inspired and kind of get something to help you wherever you are in your life. You don't have to do on any of that, I promise. Hi, Hezekiah, how are you? You don't have to do any of that, I promise. But I'm grateful that you guys definitely tap the like button. But I would rather you, if I say something Eastern. Okay, so my time, it's going to be 9 your time. We're only 2 hours apart now. Can you repeat what you said about healing? Yes, Hezekiah, can you remind me which part I was on, Poppy? When I was talking about how sometimes our because of the emotional feeling that's related to something else, we can be sensitive on our core, and that can delay that process of healing. And what ends up happening is we find ourselves kind of consistently digging up these old stories, these old situations to kind of feel and stay present within ourselves because we don't have a different reference to play from about being able to speak to one and know. But of course. So what I was saying is that the reason why we talk so in depth and we work on those past offenses and pain is because we want to resolve them within ourselves, right? We want to figure out what it was that was the irritant so that when we see that person again, we don't have that same feeling or connection because we understand that what occurred, we've accepted responsibility for our portion and left their portion with them. Right. I'll give you an example. Say someone says something, it offends you. You tell a person it offends you, and they tell you shouldn't be offended. That you shouldn't have taken it the way you took it. Now notice you let them know if they offended you. They then told you it shouldn't have offended you. You shouldn't feel that way. Y'all stop talking. Y'all slip apart because she said something, it offended you, and then they didn't validate you. Right? You follow me? Got that example? Check this out. The person that said the thing, I'm going to tell you why they were wrong first. If we're mature, emotional adults, I have no right ever to tell you what you feel isn't right. This is how a lot of us are as adults don't realize. A lot of times we're codependent and bullying people's emotions. We're forcing people to get over being hurt by us without asking for permission or giving them time to heal. We're forcing them to be sending offense when we've done something or said something wrong because we don't want them to hurt anymore, and we have no rights to any of that. And I'll further explain it a little bit. Okay? I'll further explain it for you. If you say something, okay, I'm gonna say me. If I say something and I offend you and you tell me, Coach, that really bothered me, the only thing I should be saying in that immediate moment is I'm very sorry that I harmed you. In no way should I then regurgitate these following words. This is emotional maturity. I didn't mean it like that. I don't know why you would take it like that. That is definitely out of line. They're not you. That you cannot force a person to process your comment the way you would process the comment because they're not you. So they're step one, that's from your past, thinking that's acceptable to tell somebody how to feel about you offending them. You have no right to do that. Next, if I was the person that was offended, I would expect you to validate me, but yet I didn't validate you. Second problem. Third problem is because you won't hurry up and get over it, I need you to hurry up and get over it so we can be back where we were before I offended you. You also don't have a right to do that because what you're telling the person is, oh, I accept that I hurt you, but hurry up now, snap, snap. But if it was you, you will stop talking to the person for 6 years and 8 days. They be done got married, had 10 kids, got cancer, got cured and everything. And you talking about someone the last time we talked, I got offended. But if that person does that to you, it's the end of the world. This is called emotional immaturity. When we are unable to be wrong in comfort, it's a problem. Did y'all hear what I just said? If you are unable to be wrong in comfort, it's a problem. Because that means that you spend a lot of time bullying people emotionally in your life. You tend to hurt them, but then tell them they shouldn't have felt that way. We don't have a right to do that. It is our responsibility to not only allow a person to feel and deal with whatever they feel, you have that right too. And the other side is very important. Okay? Hear what I'm saying. Neither side is correct. Because what's happening here is it carries on a generational idea that we don't have a right to ever validate a person if we're the person that hurts them. And this is very common in families where individuals get statements like, oh, that's just how they are. So we've got years and generations of this person being how they are, but yet you're never allowed to be offended. You're never allowed to have your feelings hurt, but because that's how they are. But if you do something to that person, the entire family lineage stops talking to you. Why? Because that person has bullied the entire family with their narcissistic codependent behavior. Because what did your other family do to you? What did you do to the other family for them not to talk to you? Nothing. But because one person is mad at you, you see that mental abuse over the whole unit by one person, right? This is true. You ain't never thought about it because you're the person always arguing, so you ain't had time to pull back and thought about it. Yeah. You're the person that's never really allowed to feel how you need to feel because they do that to you. That's why you can't recognize because they actually do it to you. The reason why I know this is because this was often done to me in my family. Often. It was. And it's also because I allowed that. I never wanted to be the person that pushed back or be the person. Sis, I swear you hit the nail on the head. Are you serious? We always say when I do these talks at night that they're literally of God. Because me and my team, we don't rehearse it. We're live on all 7 platforms right now. And I'm on YouTube, Instagram, 2 TikTok accounts, Facebook account, 2 Facebook accounts, and YouTube. So we're literally live on 7 platforms. So I don't schedule anything. I just kind of let the higher power kind of guide me based on our reading and whatever my daily type is that's in the post. So that you're so very welcome. So what I was saying was what we want to learn to do, because I always tell people the scenario. So now let me tell you how we can start working on it, right? Because if I tell you a million scenarios, you're going to say, sis, that's me, that's me, that's me. But if I don't tell you stuff you can do to work on that, then how does it get better, right? So let's talk about some of the behavioral things that you do emotionally and mentally. You want to emotionally be more valid. And how you do that is checking in with yourself emotionally. Man, I just realized a few weeks about I've been bullied for about 30 years. Yeah. Yeah. And I actually have, and for anonymity, I won't use any names, but I have a client who we've just discovered this is her same thing. Because she would tell me these stories, and I would think, oh, so you? She said, well, I did say I didn't want to, but it doesn't matter what I want because they feel like that I'm always going against the group. What? And so after a year of these similar stories, I was like, why does it sound like you're getting bullied? And she was like, you think that? And I said, yeah, I based on what you've shared, it feels one-sided a lot, right? Like if you do something, then the whole world claps on you. But if someone else does something to you, they tell you you're overreacting and being sensitive. And I'm just trying to figure out why only certain people in certain dynamics, their emotions are validated. Whereas if someone else has that same issue and have that same emotion, they're not validated. Why? And it has me stuck in the bed. Okay, so first, you're going to get up. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is recognize that the revelation has been given to you for a reason. So anybody realizing there's something around about one of their relationships is off, first you're going to not stay down because you don't have to. The God that you love, know, and serve has got you. So first you're able to stay down. Always remember, things come to revelation and come to your core subconscious when you need to know it. Our job is to make sure we respond accordingly to protect ourselves. You understand me? So now that it's come to your subconscious, you became aware. You can draw off of actual incidents. First, you need to validate yourself and say, I knew I wasn't crazy and I knew something was off. Secondly, you need to definitely love on yourself because you're not crazy. You're not to blame. You can never be to blame for another person's behaviors and actions that they carry out. You can never be to blame for the behaviors and actions of another person that they carry out. And that goes for us too. No one else can ever be to blame. I don't care what scenario triggered it. You understand what I say? I don't care how justified it is. Only we are responsible for our actions. Only us. It's on us. No matter what the situation is. You understand what I'm saying? So first and foremost, because of that that means we get to validate us, we get to love on us, we get to take care of us. When we realize that we have been hurt and it's been long going for a long time, a lot of us typically will get quiet, go into a hole because we start not trusting people. And I wanted to tell you, try not to do that if you can. I want to just tell you that I can't imagine. I can only imagine what it's felt like to recognize what it must be in your shoes to know something for that long, because that's a long time. That's a lifetime of someone to recognize that. And I just want to validate you and send love to you, because I remember when I realized I picked friends that were aggressive because I didn't have to make choices. So it allowed me to be in therapy and slowly working through it. Amen. And as a retired professional counselor, exactly what's going to be my next suggestion. And another thing you can do you know, okay, so we don't want to get blocked. I'm not going to recommend too much direct stuff. So I'll say it like this. Ask your therapist about, because I don't want TikTok to say I'm directing you outside of here. But something that really helps with calming, because what comes along with realizing someone has been kind of bullying you is a form of guilt and shame that you didn't stop it. So something that really helps with guilt and shame, especially when there are internal thoughts, is to calm your body's natural anxiousness through a form of relaxation or tapping. So just use those words with your, and they'll know what you're talking about, because I don't want them to give us the little, you're going to be restricted from being an FYP for directing people.
Okay, let's get that hand.
Okay. So you want to first do things that calm the anxiousness down. And then I know the next thing. Thank you, Cassie. Cassie, thank you for putting words out there. And then the other thing that you can do you know anything about sound therapy? So, using sound can be very calming to the thoughts. Because remember, what's occurring is up here, but it's causing an autonomic response down here, right? So remember, the thinking of what's occurred is happening and expressing down here. That's where the depression, the anxiousness, the sadness. I'm retired. I used to do this. That's what I used to do. I'm retired now. So because it causes this feeling, this unsettlement. Yes, this is perfect. Yep, that's what I listen to. Because it causes ooh, TikTok got my hands tied. Because it causes the body to be, let's say, unregulated. That's the word that came up with it. Unregulated. You can actually use external energy in a small environment, bathtub, bathroom, shower, closet. Listen to the music while simulating the tapping, and it'll actually develop a new emotional pathway for you to select when those emotions come up. I think I said it as clear as I can say it. So create the environment, do the things, and that environment you create will teach your subconscious how to switch the emotion from what it's familiar with. Ooh, that was a good one without getting in trouble. And I didn't get no red button, y'all. Did y'all see that? I'm getting better. Okay, do you understand what I said? So you're going to use that thing we typed in the chat. You're going to add the classical music. You're going to find your comfortable space. And you're going to use that space to switch the emotional energy the body gets. Because emotions are two pathway linked. You can feel it mentally or physically. You can be hungry mentally or physically, right? There's a difference, but people don't really understand that. And well, unless you're a food addict, you know the difference. But what I'm explaining is when we learn things that have been mostly emotionally driven and led to severe trauma or pain, we have to teach the brain and the body how to respond differently to basic emotional processing. We in here? Take me in or take me in, or we together or no? Because I can't tell because I don't see no likes or nothing. So y'all know that's how I know if y'all following me. Asha! Yes, Hezekiah? So changing that, and then you look, if you can, one time a day. If not, 3 to 4 times a week. At the same time, each week, each day. So you do 3 or 4 times a week. It means on Tuesdays at 6 p.m., this is what you do for 15 minutes in your safe space. Or let's say you're going to Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays. Those 3 days, at this 15-minute, this is where you're basically retraining your body to recondition your emotional response by teaching it some other triggers that are healthy. Does that make? I know you got me. I know you do. I know we talking. I know me and you is. Thank you, Marie. I know me and you. I know Hezekiah. Me and you are communicating, and I know my chat got you. They're making sure they get you all the good yums. Okay. Because that's my area. Remember, that's where I came from. Remember, I'm a retired professional counselor, clinical coordinator in behavioral modifications. I used to work with pedophiles and severely mentally ill adults. So my entire career, my only career has been in this field. 11 years ago, I weighed 592 pounds, was a raging food addict suffering from emotional trauma, all the things, but also a terminal blood clotting disorder. They all came to the perfect storm and landed me in my hospice bed at the age of 36 years old, preparing to die. Being willing to die and to give my life away to food and to my situations and circumstances was the worst thing that I could have ever done then, because I didn't know better. But at the time, I was literally willing to eat myself to death because I didn't think there was another option for me. Okay. I know today that I'm never optionless as long as I got God. I'm never without a pathway or solution if I have God. And as long as I keep him in the forefront, my pain can continue to be my purpose. And I can continue to give people and individuals a safe and healthy pathway to heal that's not convoluted and caught up in unsustainable and unmaintainable methods, techniques, or situations. People deserve to feel free. And I don't know, some of y'all like being jacked up and messed up, and that's cool too. Some of y'all like chaos, and that's cool too. But there's a small portion of us that don't want that. We want to know, we want to live serene. We want to live whole, and we want to live healthy. And we want all the same options that everyone else had to live life available to us. Available to us. Okay? So, thank you for being here. You don't owe me a thing. But you owe God the opportunity to keep getting up and showing up in your own life every day and believe that you are worth the win. You are worth the win, and you are worth the wait. You are worth the win, and you are worth the wait. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Arizona time, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. East Coast time, 8 p.m. Central time, and 6 p.m. California, okay? Specific. Tomorrow, you and me gonna do the dance and make it happen and motivate and get it right and motivate and get it right. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for tapping in. I'm Coach Kenya. I love you. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to all my GOP1 babies who are out here losing weight, feeling great, and sustaining it. Shout out to you. And thank you so much for trusting myself, for trusting Dr. Burchard. When we launched our program, we wanted to find women who truly had spent their life battling weight. And we wanted to launch this study and be sure that people could finally get access to not just the medications for weight loss, but coaching, meal plans, exercising, mindset, therapy, check-ins, accountabilities. We got it all. And finally, we are changing women all over the world. And shout out to my clients in Ghana. Let's go. Let's go. Good night. Love y'all. IRISE, and we out. All right, 147 viewers. We made 79 cents this live. Okay. We in D1 League. All right. I'll be more concerned about my clients growing and changing and getting what they need. That's like my primary focus. That's what I love most about what I do. Bye, guys.